Introduction to Crouzon syndrome by Bankole-Wright. Words to know: craniofacial disorder, a malformation of the face that may result from birth defect, disease, or trauma. Syndrome, a group of signs and symptoms that occur together and characterize a particular abnormality or condition. Autosomal dominant, an abnormal gene on one of the first 22 non-sex chromosomes from either parent can cause an autosomal disorder. This means if one parent has an autosomal syndrome, there's a 50% chance the child will also have it. So what is Crouzon syndrome? Crouzon syndrome is a birth defect caused by the mutation of the FGFR2 gene during conception. The main characteristic of Crouzon syndrome is a premature fusion of skull bones along the coronal sutures. The coronal sutures are the sutures that stretch from one ear to the other ear. The physical appearances affected are the eyes. The eyes bulge out because the middle face and the skull base fail to grow properly. As you can see by the picture, the eyes of the baby and the mother bulge out. The middle of the face looks indented. In addition to a sunken-in appearance of the face, the jaw also slopes back. Another feature affected is the mouth. There is usually an underbite and a high arched palate, which you can see by the picture. The upper jaw is usually small and underdeveloped. As you can see from the picture, the nose appears to be beaked, which can cause breathing problems. Who is affected by Crouzon syndrome? Because Crouzon syndrome is an autosomal dominant disorder, if one parent has Crouzon syndrome, there's a 50% chance the children will also have Crouzon syndrome. As you can see by the picture, the mother has Crouzon syndrome and the children do as well. This means that the children have inherited the mutated FGFR2 gene from the mother. Breathing impairments, hearing impairments, and communication impairments are associated with Crouzon syndrome. Speech develops normally in most children with Crouzon syndrome. But when speech does not develop normally, assistance from a speech therapist is needed. The high arched palate and underdeveloped jaw can cause speech impairments that will require speech therapy.